This is my cheat sheet as you'll find it today and any day on a website, bestofusinvestors.com. And you'll see down here, here's Pure Storage, currently selling at $62.06. Now, my target price on it is $59.02. I derive that by looking at their past history on a chart and then doing a Fibonacci retracement and estimating based on where orders are, buy and sell orders, which is part of my the premium program that I buy on TradingViews. I determine that if it's going to go down, it's going to come down to $59.02. I then use their projected earnings to determine what I believe the price is going to be at the end of this year or within the next 12 months. And that comes out to be $65.60. Now, the Wall Street pundits or analysts' consensus is that it will be within the next 12 months, $69.21. This is, as I say, 65.60 is end of the year. End of 2025, I believe it'll be 79 or 76.67, and then at the end of 2026, I believe it'll be $85.69. So that says that if I'm right, and the potential return on if it is 85.69 is 45.19% over the next 2.5 years. If I buy it at today's price, it's going to be 38.0 over the next 2.5 years. If I divide the 45.9 by 2.5, that's the amount of time between that years between now and the end of 2026, my annualized annual return is 18.08%. Well, if you look at that and say, okay, that's a bit above the S&P 500, I'd be satisfied. But I wouldn't, because I look up here and I see the other stocks. Here's one, ASCL, that I'll get an annualized return if I'm right on what the target price is, and I buy it, I'll make 60%. On Micron Technologies, I'm projecting I'll make an average over the next 2.5 years of 114, almost 115%. So again, I look at these, and there are many, many more options that can give me a better return than PSTG, as I said, if I'm able to buy it at at 59.02, my average rate of return will be 18%. So my answer is no. I don't buy, I don't hold, and I don't sell. It's not of interest to me. Now, how could it become of interest to me? If, in fact, they maintain their earnings, and, well, let's just look and see. What if it drops to $30 a share? Well, now, if I can buy it at $30 a share, now my return over the next 3 years average is $74. Okay, now I'm interested in it. And that's how I work my cheat sheet, is I change these numbers based on their earnings projections over, and I can put any price in there and come up with, is it of interest to me or isn't it? That's how I work the cheat sheet. I work it every day based on the information that I receive through my emails, through my analysis, through my subscriptions to numerous investment services, through my subscriptions to numerous analysts, and I come up with what is the best stock of my 39 stocks for me to invest in today, based on data. Now, as I say, I change this every day. I look at the stocks. I have, here you can see, I have one that AEHR, it's depressed terribly. But I believe it will come back as the EV market comes back, as the toaster market comes back, as the PC market comes back, and there is a demand for their product and service that has gone away. I've researched the company. I know that they have no debt. I know they're dependent on semiconductor, and on semiconductor is dependent on Tesla and other EV companies. And I know that today Tesla came out with a good shipments for the quarter, and the stock is up some, I believe, 10% today. So I put all those things together, and that's how I make a decision. What should I buy, sell, and hold? And again, the driving force is, what is my potential return, not today, not this year, but between now and the close of business, December 31st, 2026. That's my focus. 39 stocks. And I know where my end line is, December 31st, 2026, and that's how I manage my portfolio. What happens when I get to December 31st, 2026? Well, what will happen is I will move that target line out. I'll probably move it out on January the 1st, 2025. I will add it and make it another 3 years, and then look at what the earnings projections are, what the PE ratio is, how they are maintaining it, do they have a pothole in front of them, what is going to happen on each of these 31 stocks. Now, I got a question today in my comments of one of my past videos. Are you looking at nuclear energy? Are you looking for energy sources for the data centers that these superpowered computers are going to need? And the answer was no. No, I am not looking at nuclear power. And why? Because that would broaden my scope. That would bring in another maybe 7 stocks that I would have to track. And I'm not equipped to do that. Now, I'm negotiating with Dell to buy one of their AI factories so that I have Samantha. And that's a box that's going to sit right there, that's going to do that research that I do for me through the use of artificial intelligence. And then I can create another bus over here that, in fact, will track maybe another 50 stocks. But I can't do it myself at this point. But artificial intelligence and Jensen Huang and Michael Dell are going to make that possible. And now, what is that going to cost me? Well, I've been given a price somewhere between $100,000 and $200,000 for the box that's going to sit over there, that's going to replace me through artificial intelligence. Now, what am I going to do? How am I going to pay for that box? I'm going to share the knowledge with this cheat sheet and another cheat sheet to help you make better investment decisions. Right now, that knowledge for this spreadsheet costs you $60 a month. But I don't want you to feel I need to spend $60 a month and I don't know what I'm buying. So I'm saying take a 14-day free trial. When you've got 14 days that you're not on vacation and you got maybe a slowdown in your work, and you can come and study this and come to my website and read my blogs where I explain this, and watch my videos where I explain this. And if at the end of 14 days you say, wow, that's something that can help me, well, then just leave your credit card there and I'll bill you $60 a month and continue to give you this information. If, on the other hand, at the end of 14 days, you come away and say, I don't understand it, he isn't explaining it well enough, which in the 14 days, come to the Stock Talks and tell me that and tell me what you need, and I'll do my best to meet your demands, not your demands, but your needs, and we'll work together to make this work. See, I know that artificial intelligence can take this and take me to new levels. See, I will be able to go to Samantha in the future and say, look, I know that these data centers are having an issue with electricity and power. And I know there are small modular nuclear reactors that they can plant right next to their factories or their data centers and generate the power that they need and not become a drain on the grid. I know that's available, but I don't have the time to research it. Samantha will. And Samantha will come back and say there are 6 companies that are involved in it, and this is where they are. Now, recognize China and Russia are way ahead of us on this because they haven't had the governmental regulations to hold it back at this point. But I will be able to access that information through Samantha, and Samantha will point me in the direction. I will then ask Samantha questions to clarify and give her input from my knowledge, and between the two of us, we'll come to a decision: buy, sell, or hold. And what is the potential gain based upon their current earnings, their current PE ratio, and their future earnings and their future PE ratio? That's what this is. And then I'll also ask them, what does Wall Street think? That's what that column is. And between us, Samantha, Wall Street, and the data that's available, we'll make good investment decisions, and I'll make it available to you. Take a look, 14-day free trial, and see if this works for you.